So, ladies and gentlemen, if you start with the class opener, how did we do this back in the 5th grade or 4th grade? You go 16 plus 8, which is 24, and then 24 take away 12, that is what? 12. So on the top, you really get 12, and on the bottom, if you go through the order of operations, so of course you're going to do 2 to the 3rd first, that's 8, and 8 plus 4 is also 12. Which means that your final answer is 1. So the thought process is that you simplify the top, and then you simplify the bottom, you get your 2 answers, and at the very end you worry about division. At the very end you worry about division. 12 divided by 12, that gives you 1. So always simplify the top, simplify the bottom, and then at the very end worry about this division bar. So this is a method that we're going to be simplifying with. So if we take a look at this first one right here, we're going to handle it the same exact way. We're going to ignore one side and do one side at a time. In other words, I'm going to ignore the bottom and just focus in on the top. So if I ignore the bottom by putting this rectangle on it and focusing on the top, is there anything to do on the top? The answer is no, there's nothing to do on the top. There's no factoring, there's no addition. So the top is technically already simplified. This is the top, and we're going to just leave it like that. So now I'm going to ignore the top for a while, and we're going to focus in on the bottom. So on the denominator, we have a fraction plus a fraction. So I need to be able to add those fractions. How do I add them? Well, I need a common denominator, correct? So what I want to do is I want to rewrite both fractions right here, but I want to put the common denominator right below them instead of what they have now. So what would the common denominator of x plus 4 and x be? X plus 4 times x. It would just be multiplying them together. So you're going to put x plus 4 times x. Okay? X plus 4 times x. I guess technically x times x plus 4 would look nicer, but it's okay. Anyhow, what do you do to this first fraction's denominator to make it look like this one? Right here it says x plus 4, but we need it to look like x plus 4 times x. What's missing? Times x, right? So, yes.
Wouldn't it just be times?
Let me pause it, hold on. Okay, what? So, again, we ended up multiplying the denominator by x, so we need to multiply the top also by x. So we have an x up here. And on the second fraction, what do I do to this x to become x times x plus 4? Well, I need to multiply by x plus 4. So I could write it down here, even though I'm not going to multiply. But on top, it's x plus 4. And that's very important because I need to distribute 2 times x and 2 times 4, which will give me my final answer, 2x plus 8. You guys with me? Okay, so what do I have on top? Let me move this rectangle out of the way. Actually, no, let me keep that rectangle up there. Sorry. I'm still working on the bottom. Now that I have a common denominator here and here, now I could actually add the top with the top. And if you combine like terms, what do you end up with? 3x plus 8. Over the common denominator, which is x plus 4 times x. This time I'm going to put the x in the front. Okay, anyhow, what did we find out here? We found out the denominator, guys. Are you with me? So we have the bottom part right here. And over here, if I take out the rectangle, we have the top part up here and the bottom part down here. So what I'm going to do is rewrite the whole thing. Okay, I want to rewrite the whole thing. Now, what do I mean by that? I want to rewrite 5 divided by x plus 4, and move this out of the way. I want to put it over the bottom part, which is 3x plus 8 divided by x times x plus 4. Now, this looks complicated because it's written vertically, but I'm going to rewrite it horizontally. In other words, instead of looking at it like this fraction divided by this fraction, I'm going to rewrite it horizontally and say 5 over x plus 4 divided by, with the division symbol, the 3x plus 8 over x times x plus 4. Are you with me? All I did was changed the vertical division problem, this divided by this, and I rewrote it as the top one, division sign, bottom one. Everybody cool with that? Okay, so now I'm going to change the division to multiplication. So my first fraction is going to stay the same, 5 over x plus 4, and change to multiplication, and I'll have an x on top times x plus 4 also on top. Notice that I didn't distribute x times x and x times 4. I left it in factored form, and the reason why I leave it in factored form is because sometimes things cancel out, as they do right here. The x plus 4 on the bottom cancels with the x plus 4 on top. So that means that our final answer will be 5x over 3x plus 8. That's the final answer right there. What do you guys think? So what I'm about to do right now is show you another method, okay? Probably an easier method. Actually, it is easier.